From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, a Fairbanks man has been medevaced to Anchorage after being hit and dragged by two vehicles on New Year's Eve.
According to Fairbanks Police, 57-year-old Sam Canning-Urich Jr. is in critical condition after being hit on the Old Steese Highway trying to cross the street between the Rock and Rodeo and Arctic Bars. Canning-Urich was struck just after midnight, first by a car driven by the son of a police sergeant and then hit and dragged by a Jeep driven by an Alaska State Trooper dispatcher. Officers say that alcohol was not a factor for either driver, but it is suspected that Canning-Urich had been drinking.
It's just one of those unfortunate tragedies when you're driving. It's no different than you're in a dark or even a lighted roadway when a moose or a subject or a kid or somebody steps out in front of you. Our street conditions most of the time here in the wintertime are really slick, and it just takes extra time to stop. Even if you're obeying the speed limit, something happens, you slam on your brakes, you're going to slide, and then you lose control.
Alaska State Troopers concluded their concentrated holiday enforcement, which was done as part of a nationwide Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. During the ramped-up patrols, troopers reported 51 misdemeanor and 5 felony DUI arrests, pulled over 239 reckless drivers reported by the Ready system, and reported over 200 crashes, 2 of which were fatal. Troopers say over 1,000 citations were issued throughout the state as part of the campaign. Although the campaign is over, troopers urge motorists to continue to keep the road safe by calling 911 to report every dangerous driver immediately.
Fairbanks police say a small amount of heroin was found in a child's Christmas gift. The 2-year-old's father reported the .16 gram bag was found inside a Mega Block toy box that was given to his son as a Christmas gift by the child's mother. The news center spoke to Fairbanks police, who say they were unable to positively identify exactly who placed the drugs in the child's toy and have put the heroin in for destruction. Although the father claimed it came from the mother's home, due to lack of evidence, no charges were filed and the case is now closed.
Fairbanks Police Department is investigating a fur theft. According to police, nearly $2,000 of fur were reported missing by a homeowner over the weekend. The owner of the home said he was gone, and upon his return, the furs that were stored in the shed were stolen. Furs stolen included a bear rug, wolverine pelt, and Arctic fox pelts. If you have any information, Fairbanks Police ask that you contact them at 450-6500.
Members of a legislative task force clashed over funding as they worked on a blueprint for addressing education in Alaska. The disagreement came over whether the House Task Force on Sustainable Education should include the language that, in the current budget environment, would require that state education funding be reduced. The board passed the language 7-1. Task Force member Andrew Helcrow said it made no sense to talk about cutting funding when the panel hadn't looked into investigating areas like pre-kindergarten that might cost more but save later in the long run. The language was revised during a Tuesday meeting to say the public should be made aware that education spending is not sustainable. Helcrow was the lone opposition. Interior legislator Tammy Wilson, the task force co-chair, said it's time to re-examine the way the state provides funding to schools.
What used to happen was that you sent the bills in and the state paid for them. And now what we do through the formula, we just give the money and then the districts determine where they need to spend the money at. But with a lot of the curriculum changes that have to happen, sometimes depending upon how large the district is or maybe sometimes how rural it is, can impact those costs. This is just our initial report. We're going to be using the finance subcommittee and education that I chair, and Representative Gaddis does the education policy. We are not anywhere close to being done. These are just the issues that rose to the top, and now a more in-depth look with our colleagues is our next step.
Were you going to say something?
You want to go first,
Daryl? Sure, I'll say something first broadcast of the year. We hit it at the park, right? When we come back, our flash mob totally takes over the Fairbanks International Airport.
That was funny. Also, the first baby of 2014 is born. Daryl and I and everybody here will have the details, so stay with us. And welcome back. U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski is calling for a national solution to shortcomings in the management of the nation's forests. She said we need to address the economic and ecological needs of forests and communities across the country. Speaking as the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee considered state-based forestry bills, Murkowski said the challenges posed by current forest management policies which are strangling the economy life of small communities across the West, are shared by states from New Mexico to Alaska.
The status quo is unacceptable. It's just not working right now. And as I see it, the best way to change the status quo is through a nationwide bill, as you have mentioned, a bill that addresses the roadblocks to increasing the pace and the scale of forest management, including our timber harvest.
Each year, workers at the maternity wards at both Fairbanks Memorial Hospital and Bassett Army Community Hospital wait anxiously to see who will be the firstborn in 2014. This year, workers had to wait just a little longer than usual. No babies were born on January 1st, 2014 in either of the main hospitals in the interior. So the first baby, according to officials with Fairbanks Memorial Hospital, was born at 5 o'clock this morning, January 2nd. The baby boy, Edward Martin Kumpala, was born to parents Shannon and Jason Kumpala, weighing in at just over 9 pounds. As for Bassett Army Community Hospital, they have yet to have a baby born there in 2014, although they do say one mother has already been admitted.
Okay, proposing to your loved ones has always been a little bit stressful. How to do it? Where to do it? Well, for one Fairbanksan, the bigger, the better. We have more now, and that's Interiortainment. It was a quiet New Year's Eve at the Fairbanks International Airport. That is until a full flash mob with over 50 people broke into dance for a night too we'll surely not forget.
We have been planning this for months and months. We have a secret Facebook page so no one finds out about it. We all talk and communicate. Everyone has come together, sound, lights, dancers. As inconspicuous as it seemed walking in, the airport was fully equipped with lights on huge stands, a sound system, live singers, and more than 50 dancers with choreographed moves. Basically a show. Our flash mob. We got lights hanging from the ceilings, dancers, props. You name it, we got it. The reason for the flash mob was a proposal and an enormous projector Skyped in loved ones who couldn't be there to see it in person. So we have, I guess, our technical group, Chad, he and Christine, they've got Skype going over here on the wall, which is really awesome. Their family from Kansas and special friends that live in Anchorage that couldn't be here. So, as unique as this proposal was, so was the one who put it all on, a former professional Disney dancer and a local instructor who, as you can see, has many people who say they wanted to help him make this night one to remember. He is a special person, a great dancer, teacher, choreographer, and person. So this fabulous definitely describes him. Community coming together and supporting Jay and John. It really does show that love conquers all. In the end, onlookers stood in awe as only one word would describe this flash mob. A fabulous show. Fabulous is the word. Spectacular. I'm Stephanie Woodard, and that's Interiortainment, brought to you by the Finish Line Restaurant and Lounge.
Today, Lisa Gambardella features her Bolognese meat sauce in our weekly segment, Fairbanks Flavor.
Welcome to Fairbanks Flavor. I'm Lisa Gambardella, and this is my kitchen here at Gambardella's Pasta Bella downtown. Today we're making a delicious Bolognese meat sauce from Bologna, Italy, here in northern Italy. We're going to start with some nice fatty pancetta in here. It's going to render some fat with our celery, onions, and carrots. Then we're going to add in our meat. And you're going to deglaze with a little bit of sweet white wine. We're using Italian white wine here. It's a Moscato. You're also going to want a little chicken stock in there. Making a beautiful sauce here with some unusual flavors. You can add some marinara sauce or tomato paste. We have our Gambardella's marinara sauce here. And now I'll skip to the finished product. Beautiful. Towards the end here, we're going to add a little bit of cream, half and half, or milk, depending on how light you would like it. And now some unusual spices, a little bit of cinnamon, oregano, some thyme, freshly grated nutmeg. At the end, we'll put in some Parmesan, also from northern Italy, Put your favorite pasta in there. And you have a delicious pasta bolognese. Enjoy it with a glass of Chianti in a nearby region. Buenos Aires. Join us at webcenter11.com for all our recipes.
Brought to you by Gambardello's Pasta Bella.
Okay, it's 2014 and Joe Cook is already off to a big start.
What do you think he's got? He's probably got some hockey and a little basketball for you, probably.
The usual.
Yeah, stay tuned for Joe.
A little bit of
Sports.
this, a little bit of that.
Happy New Year, Interior sports fans. Time to bring in 2014 with what you and I love, sports. On New Year's Eve, the Ice Dogs were in Austin, Minnesota, taking on the Bruins on their last game of 2013. It ended with a 1-goal loss to the Bruins 4-3. The Ice Dogs rallied from an 0-2 deficit after the first period and made it a 2-3 game with a Colton Walter goal just 3.5 minutes into the final period. But the Bruins got the game winner from Luke Daish off a Jay Dickman assist. Dickman led all skaters with 3 points. Fairbanks has played 4 games in 5 days. The Ice Dogs stay on the road going at Wenatchee for this weekend series. And 2 hot hockey teams will collide this weekend in the Carlson Center. The Nanooks ended 2013 well, going 2-0-1 in their last 3 games and opened 2014 in the Carlson Center against the Minnesota State Mavericks. The Mavs are on a 7-game winning streak with an 11-7 overall record and are 9-3, second place WCHA record. Freshman goalie Cole Huggins will be in between the pipes, and he's statistically the best goalie in the WCHA with just 18 goals allowed in 10 games. But the Mavs are just 4-6 on the road. UAF is coming off a 1-0-1 series with Bemidji State going 13-14 on penalty kills. This series could be huge on mental toughness for the Nanooks. The Mavs have the best special teams in the league, tops in the power play and the penalty kill. In fact, of John Paul LaFontaine's team leading 16 points for the Mavs, 11 of those came on power plays.
Obviously, they're potent on the power play. We got to keep them off that, and they're going to be a fast team and play similar to us, play quick in transition, and that's something we're going to stress this weekend.
As we head into the second half, we got to, continue to along that path of, playing desperate, playing hard every night, every shift, and I think that really it's about the preparation focus that we have going into each and every game because, we're not in a position where we'd be playing tomorrow. So if it was playoffs, so we got to find a way to get points every night, but there's a process to doing that and making sure we follow that.
I think we're just believing, and some things went our way, and everyone bought in. We had a definite team effort, for the 3 games there, and hopefully we can, carry it on through this weekend.
Sticking with UAF, the basketball teams will be back in action this week. Tonight, the men's basketball team hosts Simon Fraser at the Patty Center, then Western Washington on Saturday. Simon Fraser is 7-3, but 0-2 in the GNAC. Interesting stat for the Clan is that they're 3rd in the GNAC in field goal shooting, but last in field goal defense. David Jabrew and Justin Cole lead the Clan with 12 points per game. The Western Washington Vikings come in number 15 in the country. They were number 5 with an 8-0 record to start the season. The last time these teams met in the regular season, back in February, UAF ended Western's 30-game winning streak. This year, Richard Woodworth is Eric the Red for the Vikings, if you will, leading them with 17 points per game. For the women's basketball team, they opened 2014 on the road at Central Washington today at 6 Alaska time. The Wildcats just try to outscore you. Jessica Van Dyke's 18 per leads a team that makes 7 threes a game, tops in the GNAC. And on Saturday at 3 p.m., the Nanooks go to number 17 Northwest Nazarene. The Crusaders at 8-2 are top 3 in 15 different stats in the conference. The Crusaders' Megan Hinston gets 18 points per game, 3rd in the GNAC, and Kylie Sherman grabs 9.7 boards, which is also 3rd best in the GNAC. So pretty good matchups for the 2014 year for Nanook basketball. Now, a rare occurrence yesterday in high school basketball on New Year's Day. That's right. The North Pole Patriots hosted the Thunder Mountain Falcons on the first day of 2014. The Patriots were coming off a 1-2 performance at the Capital City Classic, while the Falcons came in with a 3-1 record and will also be playing in the Mount McKinley Bank tournament this week. The Patriots were competitive early on, but their 2 big guns, Khalil Stewart and Lance Wright, were sidelined with first-half fouls. They're big rebounders and shot blockers, and without them, it opened up the paint for the Falcons, who ended up running away with this New Year's game 80-43. Thunder Mountain improves to 4-1, while North Pole drops to 2-3 on the year. Starting today in high school basketball is the Mount McKinley Bank Holiday Classic. Monroe is hosting another talented tournament at Boydloo Hall. This year's field includes Palmer, Service, and Thunder Mountain, and the Lathrop girls basketball team. Today's first game was at 3 between Lathrop and Palmer. girls, and the nightcap is Monroe and Thunder Mountain at 8 for the boys teams. On Friday, games start at 1 p.m. and run all day until the night game at 8 o'clock, and on Saturday, games start at noon and end with the late game at 7 p.m. Other interior teams are away for tournament play this week. The West Valley girls basketball team is in Kodiak for the Joe Floyd tournament. The Allison boys and girls teams are in Anchorage for the ACS Pepsi Invitational, and Lathrop is in Wasilla for the Doc Larson Round Ball Classic. And that's a wrap for sports tonight. Stay warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fairbanks Evening News. Hope you had a happy new year, and happy new year to you. Weather-wise, it started off pretty good. The temperatures are not all that bad. In fact, the high today right around 10 degrees above zero. We're looking for that to continue for the next few days. A few flakes of snow here and there, but no real heavy snow accumulations expected. In case you missed it, well, we had some really nice fireworks New Year's Eve night, and then Michelle Myhill was able to capture some of those on video for us, as you can see there, some really nice colors. And we'll be ending our newscast also tonight with some nice photos that Monty Bowen, our news director, was able to capture for us. If you have a photograph, you can get, once you get a reminder, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Numbers out at the airport right now, like I said, 10 degrees for the high. That's our high right now. Low last night, 10 below. Record high, 43 in 1982, 62 below in 1961. And the sunrise and the sunset works out to 4 hours and 10 minutes daylight, a gain of 4 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite radar, you can see an area of low pressure moving across from the southwest to the northeast. Some of that will work its way in here by tomorrow afternoon, giving us a little better chance of some accumulating snow, like about 1 inch. That's what we're looking for right now. But again, that would mean warmer temperatures too, as the flow is expected to continue to come from the south. Now, as far as what's coming up from the south, you can see again, we're looking at a little bit of activity around the Kodiak Island area and Cold Bay, some showers around Juneau, and some light snow falling around the Barrow area. Lower 48 weather, the big news tonight, well, we've got ourselves a major winter storm moving across the eastern half of the country while the west stays pretty good. Across the east, you can see again, we're looking at lots of snow over the New York area, right on down through the to the southwest. In fact, that shows up pretty good on the satellite and radar, the pink indicating where the frozen precipitation is at. More activity developing along this frontal boundary here, and here's what it's going to look like tonight and right on through tomorrow. Blizzard conditions from Boston right on back to New York, close to 1.5 feet of snow expected in those areas, and more heavy snow off to the west. And the overall jet stream, again, calling for more cold air being driven right on down from the north to the south across the nation's midsection, which means more frigid temperatures and more record-setting snowfall for around the Great Lakes area as lake effect snows are expected to develop there. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. The northern sections mostly cloudy for Barrow, light snow in Nome, and snow showers expected at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at a little light snow at times for Healy, Delta Junction, and Fairbanks, while over the southeastern sections, it looks like mostly cloudy skies to cloudy skies at Juneau and Ketchikan. Over to the southwest, a mixed bag of weather once again, snow for Bethel, partly cloudy at Cold Bay, and cloudy skies expected in Kodiak. And if you head on down the Anchorage Bowl area, looks like 2 to 3 inches of snow in Homer and Anchorage, with cloudy skies expected at Valdez. Okay, time once again for our weather fact for today, I should say. And again, you're looking at 1961. Haleakala in Hawaii had 14 degrees at the highest summit there, the highest area on the Hawaiian Islands there. 14 degrees. That's pretty cold for the Hawaiian Islands. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank. And again, the kids from Two Rivers Elementary School will be here January 13th. All right, here's your forecast for the remainder tonight. Cloudy skies, scattered light snow showers, 5 degrees below zero. Tomorrow's forecast, 7 above, a little snow likely, maybe an inch possible. And the extended forecast, as you can see here, again, we're looking at Saturday right on through Wednesday. There'll be some snow shower activity on Saturday, then just mainly cloudy skies, but temperatures will continue above normal for the entire 5-day period. Overnight lows also, once again, above normal, usually around 16 below. Looking at 12 below and 14 below for next Monday and Tuesday night.
Mild.
Mm-hmm. Very mild.
I like it.
And the thing is, I don't think I've seen the roads looking too bad really today.
No, I think they're pretty good.
Not bad.
Not too slippery. You went out.
Yeah. Wasn't too bad. Any New Year's resolution, guys?
No, I'm not doing it this year.
Not doing it.
Not doing it
Losing
this
weight.
year.
We're losing weight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to start to try to be nicer to my co-anchors.
I think that's a good idea.
Whatever. Okay, that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, more on a massive storm and brutal cold causing big travel delays in the Northeast and Midwest. That's coming up next with Brian Williams.
Right back at you, dear.
That was good.
Join us here 6 days a week and at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night, and we'll leave you with more of those fireworks from Tuesday.
Good night.